Okay, we're live. So I'm going to play some Blitz. Let's see how it goes. Will they start with e4, best by test, or something else? Yep, Sicilian it is. Oh, and actually they did take there. Like, I didn't expect them to do that, but just in case, since it's a safe pre-move, I usually do it. Might pin this one, no? No, first let's go here, then maybe there. Could also go for this and this, maybe. That... I can actually just offer the trade over here. He might land a knight there, which is not that nice, but I can go here and cover that. Let's get the bishop pair if we can. Yeah, I do want the bishop pair. Let's go queen c7. This sounds good. Bishop here, then castles. Bring the rook. Life is good. We bring this other rook. This other rook is not doing anything there. Let's bring it for this. Let's bring this rook, and then we can like tuck the bishop over here. Let's do it in advance. Let's go like, let me see. Here, for instance, start bothering him a little bit. Actually, he's up on the clock, so that's pretty bad. He wants to trade on his terms, but I don't want to. I want to trade on my terms. Oh no, that's a blunder. Oh no, it's not a blunder because I have my bishop. Never mind. I'm getting crazy. Let's go here. Hitting the knight. He might try to stay with it like this, but I might go here. Now he's starting to think, which is rather good for me. Let's go here. We might go here. Goes there. Interesting. Let's go like back. Because actually I was thinking of going here, but actually that helps him, not me. Let's go there. Kick this knight. Let's go here, protect that and that. Because we have dark squared bishop, probably want to go like here. That would activate things. Let's actually do that. You want to trade? Let's trade on my terms. Let's trade on my terms there. Let's go here. Now he pretty much has to trade. Trades on my terms. I go here. If he tries to do something like this, then I just check and win on the spot, basically. So, like, I think here is fine. Now let's go, like, there, potentially. I can go, like, here. Oh, no, actually, the knight protects the rook, so I can't do that. Because otherwise I was thinking, oh, he might be pinned. But he's not really pinned. Let's go over here, here, and here. Now here and here. I don't know where he intends to go to from there, but he's already under attack. Let's go here. Prevent that one from coming in. Okay, this just allows me to have to undouble my pawns over there. Not bad. I can go here, attack this one, and it's not easy to defend because I have my bishop as well. Let's go here. I'm going to go like here, hit this, hit that. Kind of like that one. Okay. That's fine by me. Here. Actually here, because otherwise he just can't defend. Now he can't defend. Like, that's just undefendable. This defend each other. You can take this one, but I just continue over here. Here. So here. Oh shoot, that sucks. That's terrible. Okay. So here, I'm losing for the wrong reasons here. I definitely shouldn't be losing this. He'll probably flag me at this point. And if he doesn't, I might actually get something here. Timed out. Okay. Someone deserved that win by my opponent, but well, it is what it is. Like, I mean, only when I was really low on time I started messing up, but before that I had him absolutely cooked. But that's what Blitz is all about. It's all about scamming the opponent. That's what Blitz is all about. Let's do something about the situation. And that's what he does about the situation. We can... How do we defend against that? Got myself into a pretty bad spot here. Yeah, that was bad by me. That was really bad by me. I don't even understand how I got myself into a situation. Terrible. But still not lost. I mean, like. Might go like over here. Okay, actually I will go over there right away. To continue doing like some threats, he has this. Then where does he go from there? Wait a second, give me 1 second. I can go here. Oh no, because that would pin my own stuff. Probably I have to take, which sucks completely. Yeah, actually, this most definitely sucks. I'll go here. Oh, and I also had to defend this one, so it's good that I went here. Okay. But this now is undefended except for my king, which is completely nuts. Okay, now I'm in a really bad shape because I'm also down on the clock, so yeah. I go from losing one game legitimately, from losing one game like a scam, complete scam, to losing a legit one. Let's go here. If he moves, then he can grab a pawn because yeah. Oh no, actually I'm defending that. Yeah, I mean he can grab a pawn. He can grab this pawn because then he takes this one. So that he can do. And also he can grab this pawn. That's even freer and easier to see. And prepares him to give like a check over here or something. So yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure he's going to do that. Don't know what he's thinking about now. Now he's about the same as me. And oh, he found it. Let's see. Yeah, let's play fast. Like, okay, now his chances of doing something that actually is useful for him are lower. I mean, that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is his chances of making like some powerful threat now went down a lot. I can go like here, or maybe even there. Let's go there first. Attack this one. Then let's go like here. I don't know where this knight intends to come to, but I don't see it like doing much, honestly. Let's go here. He wants to go here, yeah. That's where he wants to go. Situation doesn't really change much after he does that, because just go like here. Can take that one. Then he can grab a pawn, but I mean, it's not like he gets much out of it. Going to go here, then potentially there or something. It's not like he's getting much. Okay. He's spending a lot of time. Like, I mean, he can grab this one for sure, but and I'm also about to grab this. So it's that. I'm hitting that. So he can take over here. Yeah, that's a freebie for him. I go here, but I'm going to flag him. Like, that's the idea now is to just simply flag him, like straight up. I'm going to go for the flag. He's up 2 pawns, but yeah, it's not in such great shape apart from that. That I can take here. Take here, and let me see. I can go here and cover that. Doesn't have a really great way to win from here. I mean, if this were a long game, he would win, but this being a slower pace kind of game, he doesn't have a chance. Like, yeah, make a move and that's it. Like, just make a move. There we go. So we get scammed in one, and then we scam someone in the next. That's how this goes. Hi, how are you doing? Test 1, 2, 3. That's such a weird name for an account. Where are you from? Let me see. I can go here. I can also give this check, but I don't think it does much. Well, now nah, not that. I can go here, for instance. I can go there, but I capture it. I take it. So not much going on if he does that. He might go like here. I think he wants to go there. Oh, he wants to go here. Even worse. Ugh. How did I not see that? Wait a second. I can go here. Oh no, because actually he takes with check over here. Never mind. I have to give up the pawn. Yeah. He wants to take with a queen probably, but no, he takes with a knight. We can go over here. And we're going to put a lot of pressure on this one. Like, might go like here. After which we simply go like there. And from there we're attacking here. And we're going to kick this one. Kick this one. Get out of here, first of all. Politely, like, get out of here. We can go here. We're still attacking that one. And we're going to castle this way and attack the pawn. He's going to bring another rook or something. And then we're going to go like... Oh no, because he has the knight. No, never mind. Going to go here and here. Kick the knight first. Oh, we have a... No, we don't have a skewer because he pushes a pawn. Here and here. That's where we're going to go. Or here directly. Oh no, because the queen is actually protected like 1,000 times. That's... going to go here. He's going to go like the... no, there he can't go because I just take it. Never mind. Go there. I can take here now. I didn't take at first because there was this, and yeah, that wouldn't have been good news, I think. But now I can definitely take. Wait, is this guy watching? Like, it's really weird that now he found it. Nah, nobody watches me, so not a chance. Let's go like... Let's go here. Let's start pushing. I think that's a good plan. Push, push, push. Let's go here. Maybe here go. And there. Can go here. Where he go, like here, or where will he go? Stop that pawn on its tracks. Oh, actually, I'm low on time. Jesus, that's terrible, man. Okay, let's go here. He might bring the rook to the open file, in which case I just hide, and I don't think there's anything. Like, there's a check, but there's not much more than that. Like, here, I should have given this check, probably. What? Wait. Let me see about that. Here. Oh, I should have pushed, so that I can create a passed pawn. What am I doing? Okay, here. Doing absolutely nothing, but I mean, I can't lose on time, that's the point. So here. I should have gone there. No, wait, because the king protects still, so no point in doing that. Okay, we can go here, we can defend this, and this is defended by that. Let's go here. No, nothing on that front. Mm-hmm. Threading this, by the way. We're threading the knight. Knight goes there. We can go here. Oh, he's going to just... Yeah. Okay, well, that's it. That's all she wrote. Let me check the chat again. Brazilian. That's what the name. Doing fine. How you fine? Are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. Except for the chess. The chess is going terrible. But I mean, aside from that, everything else is okay. So you like chess, I suppose? Well, otherwise you wouldn't be here probably. Like, what's your current rating or level? You don't have to give a number, really. I mean, I really don't like the fact that everyone associates like skill with numbers. It's just so inhuman. Okay, he's thinking about what to do next. He probably will play like knight f6 or something. What am I going to do next? I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe put the rook over here. Maybe bring this bishop out Yeah, bishop out here and here and here might seem good. Ugh, he wants to trade. Horrible. Like, people that just want to trade the pieces. Going to go here, but actually I'm defending this. I can't go there. Like, for a moment I thought I would recapture there, and then I noticed that this would be hanging, so I can't. So I'm going to just capture like this. I don't want to take him because that would allow him to develop a piece, and like when your opponent can develop a piece when you take them, then you should. Oh, you're 400 elo. Oh, okay, that's nice, dude. That's very nice. Like maybe then I can teach you like a thing or two in my stream. So let's see. What do we do? What do we do? We have to play fast. That's important. Gotta play fast. Let's go over here. I don't know, like, doesn't do much, but the bishop was doing nothing over there. So I'm going to, like, okay, we're attacking queen by accident. The purpose was just to move the bishop, but we were attacking queen on the side. Let's go here and see if he falls for a fork. Oh wait, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not a fork. It loses material for me, I think. Wait. Thinking about it, but yeah, I mean that wins material for him, so he's going to do it. Wait, that wins material for me. So let's go here. And now wait, it doesn't win material for me because he just got a bishop, so I get the exchange, but okay. That's this. Oh, this is looking dangerous because he can bring like the knight and can threaten all sorts of mates over there. I do have this though too, but let's take there. If he takes with the queen, he's in dire straits. If he doesn't, we have this, we have that, we have that, covering that, and we can go like here. Yeah. So here. Here. Now we're going to be threatening that knight over there. He may or may not see that. He saw it. We can go over here, hit the queen. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my god, that was terrible. That was horrible by me. Oh my god, I just. Okay, well, let's go here and just try not to get mated. I should probably push here and try to, you know, disallow this knight from ever coming there. Now I think the chances of me getting mated are significantly lower. Still there though. So, yeah, he wants to like give a check, but it doesn't do anything. This check doesn't do anything. Like I just go here and here. Yeah, I can go here and then here. Oh no, wait, there is something. Oh shoot, am I getting mated? I might be getting mated, yeah. Oh shoot, he has a discovery with the knight. Doesn't have a useful discovery, but has a discovery, which is annoying enough. Ugh, okay, he has a useful thing. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, he has only 12 seconds. Actually, I can toy with him. If I'm careful, I will not get mated here. And definitely. Like, no reason to really despair here. Let's go here, defend a little bit. He has no time to mate me, so... Wait, he can checkmate me in one now. Right now. Yeah, that's checkmate. Oh no! My god, man, that was terrible. Okay, that was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I was like, he has no time, and then I blundered mate in one. The truth hurts. Well... It is what happened. Let's see. That's terrible. I should probably play another time control if you want some instructional content, because this so fast is just completely useless, and also I blunder everything on this time control because it is so fast. Well, that was terrible, man. I mean that game was absolutely disgustingly horrible. I'll try to get over it. Try to get over it. Let's go here. Like, the guy had 12 seconds on the clock. He has absolutely no business checkmating me there. Absolutely no business. Like, I should have absolutely flagged him there. Ugh. Terrible. Like, I'm so horrible in this time control. Like, this is just like worst time control ever for me. Doesn't even trap my bishop, so I'm not sure what he expects to get from there. Like, yeah, goes here, I just take. Like, that's what I do. Take, and then I'm even going to take there, probably. Like, oh, wait. There, and, here, something like this. Oh, no. Like, he's opening up lines, but he's the one that has the king in the middle. Like, this is just... That's just kind of dreadful for him. Let's go here. Thinking because I believe I thwarted his plans. Like, he probably wanted to go like start pushing on this side of the board, probably. If he pushes this one, then I'm taking over here, I think. Or no, first we're taking there, obviously, and then we're taking here, and we're just winning a pawn. So this I can just take with the bishop. So I'm not seeing much over there. Oh, that's what he wants to do. Yeah. Oh, okay, and then he can start trying to. Okay, now it's where we can start doing stuff. Like, he has the king in the middle. Like, I mean, that's just. Oh my god! Like, I'm so terrible at this game. Like, that's the only reason that this might actually fly for my opponent. Oh. That's such a horrible move, trapping a piece with the king. And this is a fork of king and queen. Okay. Alright. Oh wait, I almost blundered my own queen. That's the level of chess that you're watching right now. Let me go here. We're trying to just trade everything. Like, when you're up material, you should just try to basically trade everything. But in Blitz, it's a little bit more complex than that. Because in Blitz, what happens is that the opponent might actually let's see if he falls for that. I mean, he's in a falling for everything mood. I can castle here, and I'm defending this twice now because he was attacking this twice, this pawn. In Blitz, what happens is that what? Oh, he wants to try and like mate me or something, but I mean, that's not going to happen. I mean, that doesn't do anything really. Like, I understand the idea, but of opening me up, but seriously. Let me see, can he go anywhere from there? I don't think so. So here. Let's go here and here. Yeah, let's trade all the pieces. So here, he might go like there. Oh, which is pretty bad in a sense, but even if he, oh wait, that's pinned. So yeah, let's go over here. He's first trying to get my knight over here. Now he's probably going to go there. After which, actually, we can do this because we're up so much material that we can actually do that. He didn't even take the pawn. Okay. So here, it's just playing one mover after another. It's not going to help him much. I'm up on the clock. I'm up on everything. Like here, this is completely resignable for my opponent. I go here. I'm threatening this. There. Takes. Check. Here, here, something like. I just do whatever here, pretty much. And go here. Yeah, well, promotion was coming. It was unstoppable. It will get receive tips from someone, some with, yeah, absolutely. I can absolutely give you tips. If you want, you know what we can do? If you want, you can drop in your username there, and I can, and we can take a look at your games live, and I can tell you, and I can tell you like what I think you should improve on. It's probably going to be, I'm going to tell you from the ELO, it's probably going to be puzzles, board vision, and time management maybe. But let's see. I mean, probably just based on, you know, how people usually play chess at the different levels, that's probably going to be what's holding you back. But let's see. But if you want, I mean, absolutely drop your username and then we can take a look at your games. And I also stop the suffering from playing this these nonsense games that I've been playing that are not giving me any kind of joy whatsoever. I can go here. I threaten mate. If he's not careful, he might actually blunder it. Okay, he was careful. So let's go like here. Nah, let's go back. Because actually, otherwise he has this discovery, like this. My position is sort of dreadful. He might go here to pin my knight. I'm going to just castle this way. Oh, okay. He wants to put like more pressure over there. I can go here. Take this one. Now I can start attacking over there. In Blitz chess, you should always be attacking. Like, most of the time, you should be attacking. I'm going to try to trade here, which I usually don't like trading pieces like this. But point is, that bishop was pretty powerful. My opponent's bishop was pretty powerful. So let's go here. We're trying to open things up and start attacking over there. Okay, well, that's... Wait a second. Let's go here. We're hitting the queen and we're also hitting this pawn. If he takes with the bishop, that's kind of dreadful for him. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, wait. We have this. Yeah, if this check worked somehow, that would be great. But the point is, it doesn't really work right now. Let's go here and then here, maybe. If he takes with the bishop, we take like this, so he's not in time to actually... Wait, we're going to open things up here. I like that. I like opening up for my rooks. I'm going to bring this rook over here to bear on the open king. He's just realizing that. Yeah, I'm not sure I will allow this, though. Probably not. I have absolutely no reason to do that. Okay, we're threatening mate over there, so he has to do something about that. He goes here, and I get this check. I'm also hitting this. Can also, like, yeah, let's take this one first. We're also threatening this check, and yeah. Things might go down from there. Let me see. This trade of queens. I mean, now I have a like, this is what happens when you're attacking. Like, when you're attacking, sometimes you cash out in the sense that you like get like a mate or something. But the other way that you can actually win from an attack like this is that you just get enough material. Like here, I'm going to trade pieces and even trade down material. But the point is, I end up being 2 pawns up in a rook endgame, so this is pretty good for me. Oh, I should have just gone here probably, but so here. Okay, well this is completely losing. Like, if you're in an endgame, don't go into an endgame where your pawns down. Like, if your pawns down, keep the pieces on the board. You can never go into a king and pawns endgame going where you're down pawns. You're probably going to lose that. Like, this is just as easy as it gets to convert. And let's see if I convert. Maybe I make like a blooper here, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to convert. He has to go back now. And after he goes back, I just go forward with my pawn. Like here. Here. I can also take this one, by the way. I can pre-move. Like, pre-moves are your friends when you're playing this kind of time control. Oh, I just push the king. You have to treat it like it's like your queen is a horse. It's a knight that's checking. So as if it were a knight checking the king, you just keep using your queen. Once the king goes to the edge of the board, then you go over here and you just leave it there. Like, don't get it too close because you can stalemate. Now I just remove everything and I just win. Boom, checkmate. And that's all she wrote. He wants to play a rematch, but no, thank you, dude. Like, he tried to flag me from a position where you were completely lost. It will be great receiving tips. Okay, we'll play, and when the match ends, I will return to the live, and then you tell me some tips. Yeah, good tips. Yeah, no, those tips were. Wait, what? That was you? No. Wait, that wasn't you, right? You said we'll play, and when the match ends, I will. I mean, are you here? What's your username? Like, I don't suppose you were this guy, right? No, this was a guy from the pool. Also, he's 1400, so impossible that it's you. The false Robert Provost. Okay, let me copy and paste that here, and let's analyze some of your games. Let's take a look at what's going on. Like, this. Wait, are you sure that you put the name correct? Because it's not showing anything. Like, is this your username on chess.com? No, it's embarrassing. What? No, don't worry. I mean, first of all, not many people are watching, you know. And second of all, like, you know, we all start somewhere. Don't worry about it. Prevost. Okay. Like, I mean, if you think that when I started chess, I didn't blunder like, you know, like the Scholar's Mate and all that stuff, like, yeah. I mean, I did that, so it doesn't get any more embarrassing than that, you know. And I'm not embarrassed because that's the beginning for pretty much everyone who ever played chess. So yeah, don't worry about it. Like, okay, so. Actually, you've been on a winning streak lately, so you've been doing pretty good. Let me check some of your games. So let's check these last two, and let me see if the camera is showing actually this decently. I think with this camera I can actually show the game. Let me see. I think it can show the review pretty well. Yeah, I can show the review pretty well, so that's good. Because I mean, otherwise I would have to like pick another scene or something from the OBS studio. So okay. Wow. Oh, you were playing against a much higher rated opponent here. Much higher rated. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how this went. And they played at 93.8 accuracy, so that didn't allow you much of a chance. I mean, it's really easy to play at a high accuracy when you're playing like against much lower rated. In general, it's easier. So you play c6. That's okay. I mean, that's okay. Against d4, I recommend though against this move is d4, just in case you haven't learned the coordinates very well yet. d4, you have basically. Whenever you see an opening by white, like when white starts with d4, they want to place e4 here. They want to put the 2 pawns. If they start with e4 instead, then they want to play d4. So that's why when they play e4, the most common move is e5, so that you prevent d4, right? And what I play, which is the Sicilian, also prevents d4 just from the flank. But I mean, that's basically because you're trying to prevent your opponent's ideas, and this is a very common theme in chess. And in general, you should try to do that. So you should try to anticipate your opponent's plans and deal with them. But of course, you can't play too passive as well. But this would be active. Like here, the 2 most common moves. And what I recommend that you play is d5, imitating your opponent, because you are controlling the square. So now they can't play e4. That's the purpose of d5, to occupy the center, place a pawn over here that controls nice central squares, and prevent e4. If you play c6, they can't play e4 now. Which maybe is what you want, because maybe you play the Caro-Kann against e4. I've seen players do that. Like they play the Caro-Kann against e4. So when they say, like the Caro-Kann, it would be this, and usually continues like this and this. So if they play d4, they play here, hoping that they get this position where they are in a Caro-Kann, which is okay. It's like a nice little trick to try to move order the opponent. So if you play the Caro-Kann, I guess you can start like this, but I do recommend that you play against the queen's pawn in a queen's pawn kind of way, like here, controlling this. Or the other move that's very common, that's the most common in this position, is knight f6, controlling e4 as well. Like you develop the knight, but you're controlling e4, you're also controlling this other central square, and you're placing your knight in a really, really decent square. So I recommend that you start like that, but still, this is completely fine. So here we get into a Caro-Kann. So if you play the Caro-Kann against e4, then you got what you wanted out of this opening. Here, okay, he played the exchange. Now you went here. That's fine. You develop a piece. Okay, you're doing fine here. You develop another piece. You're doing pretty fine here. You went here, e6. Yeah, very common idea with the Caro-Kann. Like you want to place these pawns, have this pawn chain. The bishop is outside of the pawn chain, so that's really good. Like it's not locked in behind these pawns, so you're doing pretty good here with the development. You go over there, bishop d6, good. He goes here. You play this move. Yeah, fine. He went here, putting more pressure on this knight. What did he do about that? Like, I assume you can go here with a rook, probably. Probably the best move is to play rook c8, right? No, rook c8 is one of the best. Actually, the computer prefers queen c7. Slightly. But rook c8 is completely fine. It even likes castling. Like, castling here, and if they take here, then what happens? Like, do we have, like... that's interesting. It's interesting that that castling is okay, because it looks a lot like you're blundering a pawn if you castle. But let's see, what did he do? He played here. Yeah, well, this is 2 attackers versus 1 defender. So always monitor this kind of thing. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about not seeing some stuff. Like, I mean, you saw my games, okay? You saw that I blundered like everything. So don't worry about it. The 2 attackers versus 1 defender. So whenever your opponent makes a move, like this move here, you have to look at what they are trying to do. Like, what are they trying to do? And until you can't answer that question, you shouldn't move. This, of course, if you're playing really fast chess, is not going to be a thing, because, I mean, you don't have time to think of what the opponent is doing. And so that's what happens. Like, I blunder everything when I'm playing Blitz, because, yeah, well, I don't have the time to check exactly what my opponent is doing most of the time. So, but here you do have time. You're playing rapid. You're playing 10-minute rapid. You have 9 minutes on the clock. You have the time to check and see, well, what are they doing? They are attacking this piece twice, and I have 1 defender. So, yeah, doing this and forcing the opponent to win a pawn is not the way to go. Here you should play something like rook c8. The computer likes queen c7. I kind of I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, obviously the computer is right, like, you know, obviously. But the point is, I really don't like takes and here. Like, I mean, if this were my game, I actually don't mind this pawn structure. But I think as a beginner, you probably don't want to go into these kinds of weird pawn structures, and should be like, okay, if I can prevent the double pawns, I better do it. So instead of queen c7, just going rook c8. I think rook c8 very natural here. You add a defender, then you castle so that this is no longer pinned, and life is good. You went over here, and he took there, of course, and now you can... Wow, this is interesting. I mean, here you are still not lost. Believe it or not, you can play queen b6. That's what the computer recommends. And yeah, I understand that you insta-recaptured here because it's our... Like, who would have thought about, you know, they take your piece and instead of recapturing, like, I go queen b6. Like, you know, this bishop is about to discover something. I mean, the knight is about to discover an attack on the king with a bishop. And the knight is hitting the queen, and they just took a piece of yours, so queen b6. But, well, the computer recommends queen b6 here. I mean, you are attacking both pieces. Well, not with the queen, though. I mean, this is protected by the knight. So you're attacking like this and like this. Well, actually, like this and like this, sorry. And your queen is protected, so you're still getting the material. But the point is that now when you take, he takes and he gets a fork on king and rook, which you probably saw, but you still went for this because you thought, well, I mean, I'd rather lose that than be just down a piece, which is completely reasonable to think that way. But yeah, I mean, here there was this weird, insane tactic of how to deal with this situation, which is really advanced and something I wouldn't have played in my game either. Like queen b6, and yeah, this is under attack, this is under attack, so you still get back the piece, and there's no useful discovery. Like the knight can't go anywhere where it's hitting something while the bishop attacks, which is very important, because if you go, like, let's say, I don't know, to some square where the knight can attack your queen, then it's a problem, because this is going to be a discovered check when the knight moves. But yeah, queen b6 apparently worked here. I mean, apparently not. It's really easy to see it works. Like, you go over here, you're hitting both things. There's no useful discovery, and now when you take the bishop or the knight, you are not going to get your king and rook forked, so you're not going to lose any further material. But yeah, I mean, like, good luck finding that. Like, I mean, yeah. At this point, you were completely lost in this position, pretty much. Like, I mean, especially considering it's a long game. Like, you're about to lose the rook, and you went here losing the queen, which is worse. Like, here you should have played something like king f8 or king e7. King e7 really horrible. You're preparing this for a skewer in the future, so really horrible king e7. But king f8 is the top move, and like, kind of the natural thing. Obviously you can't move this knight because this knight is shielding the queen from the bishop. So there's another important thing. It's really hard to play when you're in a losing position. It's really hard to play. Like, once we make that first, or you know what, that first blunder, lots of blunders follow. Like, for instance, here, when you made this was the computer marks this as an inaccuracy. Like, because after this you have queen b6 and actually you're surviving. But here you weren't. You just pretty much instantly recaptured. You didn't think too much about what can you do about it. And here, when you were going to be down an exchange, apart from everything else, like they were going to take, and you're going to take back here. So it's not completely the end of the world, even though you're losing, of course. But you went here, and then, you know, you forgot that you were shielding the queen. Like, you have to keep the relationships between the pieces on the board. You have to keep them in mind at all times. Try to keep them in mind, which is something that we beginner intermediate players struggle with. Like, it's really hard to keep that interrelationship between the pieces in mind at all times. And it's something that if you watch the games of the masters on stream when they are playing, you realize that it's something that they absolutely do all the time. Like, if you see a master playing against an amateur, they don't miss anything. Like, they just, you know, if they miss something, it's like once in a blue moon. But most of the time, they keep, like, the the map of the board with all the interactions between the pieces at all times in their memory. So as close as you can get to that level, as good as you will get. So yeah, here pin, so you can't move this piece, so you have to move the king. It's horrible, but it is what it is. Well, now you lost the queen here, and yeah, this is just completely dreadful. From here, I'm not going to keep analyzing because that's it. Like that's just the game. Let me see. Wait, did he miss something? Yeah, no. When he just missed that he could mate sooner or something. So let's go to another game. So that's what there is about this game. You were also playing a much higher rated player, so you were probably like scared about it and stuff. And also you did pretty well in the opening. Like before you made that mistake with the two pieces hitting the pawn, and you only had it hitting your knight, and you only had it defended once. Before you made that mistake, you were actually playing really well in the opening. Actually, you were better in the opening than your opponent, who was high rated. So here we have the white pieces. Okay, d4, d5. Okay, you played the London. Okay, and actually the London is really hard to crack. So it's a good beginner opening, regardless of all the bad reputation that it gets. You went here. Yeah, you're getting a really nice position here out of the opening. Your opponent just blundered a pawn. Straight up. What is that? Oh, that is horrible. But don't worry about it. I mean, like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like I also play terrible moves. Don't worry. But here you have a winning position. Like, again, number of defenders, number of attackers. Don't just play insta moves. Don't just play insta moves. Like, number of defenders and number of attackers. This pawn is attacking your bishop. When something attacks something, you don't necessarily need to retreat. You don't need to passively retreat. You can actually, first of all, you can see if you can capture that piece. Maybe you can capture it. Second of all, you can see if you can pose another bigger threat. And there are options. Like it's not always retreat. So here, this pawn can be taken because the pawn is defended once, but you have 1, 2, 3 attackers on that square. You had this square completely under control, and your opponent completely missed it by going here. So here you just take, and you're doing completely fine. You can take either of 3 ways actually, but I recommend that you keep your bishops, especially the London bishop. I mean, it's good to keep if possible. So just if you take here, you're even kicking this knight, and like it's really horrible for your opponent. So the engine is giving you almost 1.9 in advantage here. Like you're winning. Oh, all right. So just take this one with the pawn is better, but anything else would have been good. In general, try to keep the bishop pair if you can in most positions. So I would say don't take with the bishop usually, but even that would have been completely fine. Instead, you retreated, and there's a big problem with this move, which is not just that you're not winning the pawn that you could have won, because I mean that could be solved. Like I mean, okay, you're not winning the pawn, you're sort of giving the opponent the opponent a big center. Okay, well that's not the end of the world, but the point is that they push here and they are forking your pieces, because this is defended a lot of times. Like this wasn't defended for your opponent, but this they had sufficient control over. So yeah, then they fork you, and that's really bad. Like now you're losing a piece. You took like this, okay. I mean, probably taking with the knight better, because that way you don't open this up. Like usually, in general, you don't want to open your king up. But I mean, not terrible. That last move, not terrible. You went here. Doesn't that lose a pawn? Like, what if? Oh no, because if they take here, then you take here, and you're hitting the knight. Then they have to do something about the knight first, and that gives you time to like bring the bishop back or something and defend. Okay, takes over here. You can, let's see, take with the knight probably. What? Oh, actually. Okay, so computer wants c3, which makes sense because I mean this bishop. If you do this, the bishop has to go here. Making your opponent's pieces passive is good, but yeah, of course, I mean, like, at this point you were losing, and oh, okay, wait, what? He gave a piece. Okay, yeah, this is normal, very normal at this level. So he went here thinking that you couldn't take because, you know, maybe he's used to having a bishop pinning a knight, but your king is no longer there. Your king already castled. So he forgot about that, and now you can just take the piece. So you did that. Very good. Now he went over here. He's attacking your knight, so did you defend? You defended with f3. In general, try not to play this move when you are castled on this side of the board because it's kind of a weakening move, you know. Now you weaken this diagonal, not very good. I would have defended with a bishop. Bishop d3 is completely fine. Oh wait, does this pawn fall if bishop d3? Ah no, because look. But yeah, man, it's defended with tactical means, so I understand if you defend it like this. If you go bishop d3, if they try to take this pawn, the point is that you get this fork over here. So that's why you... But never mind, I mean, yeah. I understand that seeing that this would be... looks as if it were hanging, you wouldn't go here. Yeah, I understand that. So f3, okay. Also, you can just move the knight, by the way. Like, this knight is not pinned or anything, so you could have just played here, for instance. Oh, actually, no. This move, the computer really doesn't like. So never mind me. Shouldn't play this move, probably. Let me see. What happens if you play here? Like, what's the follow-up? Go here? Okay, bishop c3. Yeah, I just take back. Then what? Okay, I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't like this position, but it doesn't dislike it so much either. But okay, here, okay, you counter-attacked, alright. Went over here, you took. Oh, no, you just... Oh, okay, well, you're attacking that. So, if he takes yours, you take there, but the point is that it loses a pawn. Like, if he takes here and you take here, he has two ways of getting your pawn. And in general, I mean, don't... you know, this knight is really bad. This is kind of an advanced concept. But, I mean, this knight is really bad because it's on the rim. It's on the edge of the board. Why is a knight on the edge of the board not really good? Because it's... first of all, it doesn't have much control over anything. Because it controls very little space. It only controls 4 squares. But apart from that, the knight on the edge of the board... is not participating in the crucial control of the central squares. Controlling the central squares is important because those are the squares where pieces have the most mobility. So they can go anywhere and that makes them really powerful. So in general, you want to have control over the center. This knight doesn't have control over the center. He's basically a non-participant in the game at this point. So you shouldn't trade it with your bishop. Like, if you go bishop d3 and you trade this bishop for your bishop, that's fine. But this knight, not so good. But that's a more advanced concept. Like, now you don't need to worry too much about that. But yeah, here you're in a position that, I mean, is not really ideal by any means. But still, at this level, it should be... it should be a completely playable position. Like, your opponent just gave a piece over here. Like... Before they were fine, and now, boom, they just gave a piece. Oh, actually, they gave 2 pieces. Never mind. They went here, and... I don't know if they didn't see that they could just retreat the rook. But they were like, instead of thinking something like this, they were like, okay, I go here, and maybe he takes this one instead of this one. Or maybe they mouse-slipped, I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, you capture the rook, completely fine. You could have also captured the bishop and would have already been winning too. And you did capture both because he left the bishop over there. He just moved the queen. Gives a check. You can block with the bishop and attack the queen. Yeah, fine. Yeah, here you're playing pretty well. Wait, did you lose? You lost this game. How did you lose this game? Oh, you have a discovery here. Wow. You have the queen lined up with the king with a discovery with a rook. Whoa. That's interesting. Yeah, like in this position, this is where tactics come into play. You know, when you're up so much material, like here you have a rook and a bishop that your opponent doesn't. I mean, he has 2 pawns, but that's not nearly enough for bishop and rook. So here you have this discovery. Because this pawn moved, Like whenever a pawn moves, it weakens something. In this case, it weakened this diagonal, which is what I told you before. Remember about f3? I told you be careful because that weakens this diagonal. Well, here your opponent did, and it's not good for them because you already have the queen here. So what you can do is you can go here, discovery, and the point is that after your opponent does whatever it is that they do, you at the very least can simplify the position by taking over here. At the very least. You're simplifying the position, and yeah, I mean, your opponent will not be able to do much if they just have a queen on the board. By time? What do you mean by time? Oh, you lost by time. Oh, okay, yeah, that's annoying. Has happened to me many times. So yeah, here you can discover here and you can simplify. Yeah, here you made the same mistake your opponent did. Like you went here, like you had no other choice, and actually, in this case, you can retreat. Like you can retreat like here, and you're completely fine. Like your opponent doesn't even have a useful check. Like you go over here, and maybe you were scared about something with the queen. The queen right now it doesn't have any useful check to your king. Like if you go over here, there's just nothing. Like you're perfectly safe over here, and you still keep the idea of this discovery over here. By the way, whenever you move this rook. So if your opponent is not careful, after you do this, if your opponent is not careful, you may even go something like this, for instance, with a discovery that hits the queen, and then the queen has to step here, and then you trade the queens. I mean, you will not win the queen unless and you shouldn't play hope chess. You should always play assuming that your opponent will play the best move. But I mean, if you trade the queens when you're up so much material, then you have basically a sure victory, basically. Oh, taking here was oh yeah, it's a mistake because he gets absolutely smoked. Like that's a double check on the back rank. Oof. Wow. Oh, actually you can't because you're in check. But you can discover like this and you can win the rook. Like here you can go here, discovery, and you win the rook. Yeah, okay, you didn't see that, but yeah, that's an advanced concept. So he went here, allowing you again to set up a discovery. Like you go over here, zoom, and yeah, it's not good for your opponent. Not good for your opponent. You went here, that's fine too. Wow, what happens if they give this check now? Like, yeah, now the situation is a little bit, wow, a little bit complicated. Like, you go here, they go here. Ah, you can always interpose this one. And whenever you interpose this one for a check, there's the discover check. Like, that discover check is doing wonders in this position. Now you don't have a discovery, but you have this check, which is still pretty good. Because also, once you give this check, they basically either go here and just lose everything, or they go over here. Well, obviously, if they block with the queen, same thing, they lose everything. And if they go over here, then you have this check, hitting that, and you're going to pick up the rook. And just like, it's completely over. I mean, even more over than before. So this is where again, tactics come into play. Like, tactics is, you do need to be doing, like I told you before I looked at your games, you need puzzles. Like, at this level, well, at any level, you need puzzles. Like, even the, super GMs do puzzles. But especially it will make a huge difference if you do puzzles now. Like, at this level, if you do puzzles, it's going to, like, your rating is going to jump. It's going to take a huge leap because you have this check, and then you have to look at the sequence. Like, check over here. If they block, then they are completely lost. And if they go over here, which is the other thing they can do, then this check. And it's a check and it's a fork. And it picks up a rook. But if you don't know your tactics well, then you're not going to see that, obviously. And that's why here you're a little bit confused. You go here, you're still winning, but I mean, it's like Your opponent is closer to you know, making some sort of breakthrough into your position. Now you gave this check. You took this pawn. Good. He went over here, and now you can trade the queens by giving this check. By the way, you can trade the queens by giving this check. And also another thing, you lost on time here. But if you knew these tactical motifs, then you wouldn't have had to think so much, because here you had to think because you didn't know these patterns. So you were thinking very defensively. You were thinking like, oh, I have to move my rook. He's attacking me here. I have to do this. And then, since you were in that passive defensive mindset, that also made you consume a lot of time. Because when we are under attack, we consume a lot of time. But actually, you could have been the one attacking the whole time. You went here and here for it. Yeah, you should have forced the trade of queens, again, by means of tactics. Here. Like check. Then you can force the trade of queens. Like, he has no option but to trade the queens, and then you're just up a rook. So that's what I would have done here. And it's not even the top engine move or anything. Like, top engine move is going here, hitting the queen, and going from there. But I think just going for a trade is a really good way to seal this victory. So here. Okay, you're doing perfectly fine. You went here to continue checking him potentially. There. Okay, good. Okay, now what did you do? Okay, here. Yeah, now that pawn is looking slightly scary, but you're completely winning anyway. Like, I mean, if you were me, I would be slightly concerned about the promotion of that pawn. Like, right now, your opponent is already threatening to give you this check and promote over here. And then, you know, they are back in the game after you take the queen that you have to basically take. And then they take over here. So, oh, that's what happened. Yep, you missed this threat. So always look for. Well, you had 30 seconds. So yeah, but I mean, if you had time in this position, then like always look at your opponent's threats. This is a very common theme. Like, you have to learn this so that you can do it to your opponents too. Like when you're about to promote the pawn, if you have the rook in front of it like this, then you can potentially, if the king is open like this, you can go give a check. It doesn't work if the king is over here. If the king is over here, it doesn't work. Like, you give this check and the king just takes you, and then the rook protects against promotion. But if the king is here, like in this case, then you can give this check, and after whatever move the king plays, then you're going to promote over here, and you have a queen, so your opponent has to take the queen, and after they take the queen, you recapture with the rook, and then you're winning this rook over here. So that's a very, very common theme. Now your opponent can get back in the game, and they didn't. They just gave a check. Okay, they could have gotten. Well, they can still get back in the game. Oh, they missed it. Yeah, they missed it. They missed that they could promote over here, and that this would be protected by the rook. Yeah, here they promote, and that's it. And it's a draw. It's a complete draw. Because you have to take the queen, and then after you take the queen, then it's a rook and a pawn versus a rook and a pawn. Okay, here you continued over there. Okay. He promoted, you took. Oh, he didn't take the rook. He got scared about promotion, I guess. Well, I mean, he's losing even if he takes the rook. Yeah, here you should have just taken his rook. Like, don't get too excited about this. Just take the rook over here. Ah, well, you had 16 seconds. Yeah. Oh, another thing. Yeah, this is another important thing. Yeah, this is another thing. Another important thing. Yeah, and also you can't push here because he just takes it. So, I mean, like, there's no purpose. But, I mean, you were really low on time. But this is another thing. If you find a way, when you're in this position, if you find a way to just take all of your opponent's pieces, like take here, and then go over there, and there, for instance, and just grab this pawn, or go here and here if allowed, like, and just grab this pawn so that your opponent has no pieces on the board and you do have pieces on the board, then even if you go to 0 on time, which is what's going to happen here, because clearly you have so little time that you are going to get flagged at this point. I mean, unless you were like, you know, Magnus. If you were Magnus, then you would, in 16 seconds, you would just promote and, you know, just do everything. But the point is, at this point, given the beginner level, you're basically going to, your timer is going to go to 0. Now, there are two scenarios that can happen when your timer goes to 0. One of them is what happened here, which is your opponent still has pieces, and then you lose, even though you are winning. Even though you're completely winning, you unfortunately lose the game because your timer went to 0. But if you take all of your opponent's pieces and they are only left with the king, then it's going to be a draw. Like, at least you're escaping with a draw, you know, like, I mean, well, escaping. I mean, your opponent escapes with a draw because you were completely crushing them. But the point is that, that at least you're not losing, you know. So yeah, this happened, and you got the queen. He allowed you to get the queen, actually. He should have taken the pawn, obviously. It's here, but of course, I mean, like, okay, now you actually almost have a chance to win here. Like, I don't know if you have the, if you know the ladder checkmate. Like, you can go over here, you cut off the enemy king with 2 heavy pieces like this. You know, like they are sort of like steps on a ladder or on a staircase. And then once you have the cut off like this, then you bring the one that's up here, you bring it there, so that you have steps again here. And then the king goes over here, and then you bring the other one, and you deliver mate, something like this. Like, I mean, of course, your opponent can do something here. It's not like they're going to just get mated, but at this level, they might just get mated immediately. Like here, and here, and here, and it's mate. Like, you could have tried for that with 6 seconds on the clock if you know the pattern. That's where, again, knowing tactical patterns comes into play. So here you should have tried for that, probably. Also, you can try for something else, which is this. You can try for this, check, fork of king and rook. You take the rook, and then you take the pawn. And at the very least, again, you're escaping with a draw. At the very least, because you took the rook and took the pawn. Like this over here, he has no choice but to part ways with the rook. And then after that, you take the pawn, and then you can try to checkmate if you can. But if you can't pre-move a checkmate at that point, then at the very least, you're not losing the game on time. So those are like time scramble things I have learned from playing garbage 3-minute chess, which I don't recommend that you play. Here at this point, the way to continue with the ladder is to go here, actually. Like, I mean, this check is actually a top engine move, but I mean, like, let's see, what's the yeah, I mean, okay. The continuation is not something that you like will play every game. Like, yeah, queen d3, then he has to go here, then you have the ladder mate. Like here and here or something like that. And you're doing the ladder mate. Like, this is like the fastest way to checkmate. The king has to go here or here because you notice that the queen is protecting all of this and the rook is covering this. So again, you have this sort of ladder mate pattern. And then the king goes, let's say, here, for instance. Then you bring the rook, you check over here. Then the king goes here, for instance, so that you can't mate like this. Oh, wait, you can mate like this anyway. But, I mean, even if you didn't know that you can mate like this in front of the king protected by the rook, you can do this in ladder mate fashion. And this is what I was talking about with ladder mate. Only in this case, you had this queen d3 move in the middle, which is not really a usual occurrence, this queen c2, queen d3 thing. That's why I said before, like, this is more forcing, so actually this is the top way to go about it in this situation. But I mean, I would have tried just for this. Like here, and try to see if your opponent falls for the ladder mate. Because, I mean, seeing this sequence that you go here and then you go queen d3, like, yeah, good luck seeing that with 6 seconds on the clock. Like, just... That's the reality of beginner chess. And yeah, here, I don't know if you have pre-moves on. Here you have 0.5 seconds. If you have pre-moves on, each pre-move takes 0.1 seconds to reach the servers. Provided that your connection is good, it's okay, you know. I mean, the pre-move takes 0.1 seconds to reach the server. So the thing is, if you know your ladder mate checkmate here, your ladder checkmate, your ladder mate, then you can pre-move. Here you can just play this move, like play this move, and play this move. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing he can do. Like, you play this move, and you just wait. And the moves reach the server in 0.1 seconds each, and therefore with 0.5 seconds on the clock, you would have won this game. You play on mobile. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's that's unfortunate. But yeah, good game. I mean, you played terrific here. Like, again, the thing is, you need to learn your tactics. Like, you really need to learn tactics, because they would have saved you this game. Like, you had this discovery, you had it all game. Like, here the computer is already announcing mate in 5. Like, because you block the check over here that you're getting, and you're hitting the rook, and but it's a discovered check on the king. Like, otherwise putting this here would be a free rook, but the point is that you're discovering this attack. And with 3 minutes on the clock, you could have seen that. The point is that you're not well versed in tactics yet. So basically, you are missing tactics of all kinds here, and simple ones, relatively simple ones, and of course more complex ones too. But and it's normal. Again, it's normal. Like, don't feel bad about that. That's how everyone starts with the game. Now, since we are on that topic, let's take a look at some puzzles if you want. Like, that's going to help you. Like, let's look at some puzzles, and I will show you how we solve puzzles, like how puzzles are supposed to be solved. Maybe I get them wrong, but I mean, the point is, I will show you like the process that I follow. I'm like on puzzle number 30 here, so these are rather advanced puzzles. I mean, not advanced, but rather advanced. Let's take a look at them anyway. But I mean, the point is that you get like the idea of how to think about tactical positions. Not just for puzzles, but in general. Oh, you're most welcome, man. You're most welcome. I'm happy to be of help. And actually, you saved me from going on a streak of losses. I had nothing better to do than just play these Blitz games before you joined the stream. So I'm actually really happy that we can have this instructive moment where it's educational for you, and it might be educational for other beginner players if they tune in. Sacrifice the queen. Let me see. Let's consider it. Where would you sacrifice the queen? Are you thinking about something like this? I mean, we have 2 attackers on this, but the opponent has 2 defenders on that. So I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it could be it could be bad. Like we don't really know. But I have another sacrifice that I'm seeing that is pretty good. That looks really good. In fact, it looks sort of winning. It might not be winning, but it looks winning. There's another sacrifice here that looks pretty winning. Because we have this battery over here of queen and rook. The pawn in front of the king? Yeah, if you sacrifice like this, the point is he just takes your queen like this. And then if you take over here, then he takes like this. And I don't think we have a follow-up there, so we are just down material. It's good that you look at the move because it's a forcing move. And that's a good thing, that when you analyze puzzles, you look for forcing move first. And in your games also, you should look for forcing moves, and even for moves that look impossible, which takes us back to your game before. Remember that rook f3 move where you're blocking with a rook? That's a move that looks impossible because usually it would just be a free rook. But the point is that in this case, it had a discovery. So you have to look at every forcing possibility. So it's good that you looked at this move. It's good that you looked at it. But I don't think we have anything after this, and that. Or this and, I don't know, something like this. And, you know, this is defended. So what I'm thinking here is rook takes pawn, which is similar to your idea of queen takes pawn, but rook takes pawn. And there's a difference here, that instead of losing the rook over here, we are and trading the queens before we lose the material, here we lose the rook first, but we get a queen because the queen is defended by the rook. So we get a queen with check. And first of all, just that alone might be enough for us to win. But second of all, after the king moves over here, which is the only move, like after this is the only move because this is all controlled by the queen, and the queen is defended by the rook. Then after this, we have at the very least this check, and again we're sort of playing into a ladder thing here. And so if the king keeps coming over there, then well, first of all, we can just if we don't find anything useful, we can just retreat with our queen and we're completely fine. Like we can take this this pawn over here, and we are sort of stopping the pawns, because that's another thing that we have to be careful about, the pawns marching forward here. So from here we would be able to capture this. We still have the bishop, so it does look horrible for our opponents. In fact, if this were a real game, I think you can stop your calculations right there. Because I mean, after that, it just looks dreadful for white, to be honest. Like sack, boom, 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 and yeah, I mean, like at the very least, we're getting this pawn, and we are a bishop, queen, and rook versus two rooks and two pawns. Like yeah. Even though this pawn is rather advanced, we're going to be fine. So I'm going to go for it. Let's go for it. Here, 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 here. And that's the end of the puzzle. That's what I thought, because, yeah, it's completely winning there. So next puzzle. Here, I want you to look at this in your own games too. Like here, if this were your game, first thing you would probably notice is that your knight is under attack. And this is a loose piece. So this piece is completely undefended. So gotta be careful about having pieces undefended, and your queen is under attack. Your queen is under attack by this pawn. This pawn is protected by this pawn, and your knight is also under attack. So it looks like we are about to lose something. But also our opponent's queen is under attack. So actually we also have this, which is probably what black was expecting. Black was probably expecting knight takes queen, pawn takes queen. And then you move your knight somewhere, and then you're not down material, but material is like even or relatively even, like there's nothing there. So that's probably what black was expecting. Yeah, first I didn't notice it's knight hitting the queen. So, but that's to give you an idea of which kind of position we are at. So that's sort of the interactions that are in the position. I told you, like, to keep a map of the interactions here. We are just thrown this position. We weren't playing this game, so we have to look very carefully to see all the interactions, but in your own games, you should keep track every move of all the interactions and the interactions that are changing with each move. So here, this, and this, all of this is going on. But we have this very, very common tactical pattern. There's a very common tactical pattern. We can take this pawn with a knight, because this pawn is pinned to the rook. This rook is currently undefended. So after we take over here, they take over here, we're taking there. And so we're winning material. Not only that, but in this case, in this particular case, we're not just getting this rook for the knight, and also we're getting a pawn. Like, we're getting a pawn and a rook for a knight, which is a really good trade in general. But also, we are still hitting the queen after doing that. So, like, I mean, probably the queen is going to go somewhere like here, for instance, and then we're going to have to, like, bring our rook over here because we have to defend our rook now. But the point is, yeah, we're winning after that. But this is a pattern. Like, this is a pattern that you would do, and of course, that you would do better to remember. I mean, you would do good to remember this pattern. But of course, another thing, takes is not the only line that you have to calculate when you calculate something. Like, after takes, you have to consider the fact that they may not recapture. Like, maybe they have something else. For instance, let's say after takes, they go here, and they are saying, okay, you take this pawn, you may take my rook over here, but I'm threatening your rook. So what are you going to do now? And in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to just take this rook, for instance. I mean, that's one thing we can do at the very least, is take this rook, because it comes with a discovery on the king. Discover check. So that's the other thing. The knight from here is shielding. I mean, by taking this pawn, the knight is opening up this diagonal. And when the knight moves, that's a discovery. So if this and this hitting this, then you take over here, this is check, and black is not in time to continue capturing over here. They have to react to the check. That's why checks are so important, because they are the most forcing moves in all of chess. So opponent can capture here. They have to do some they have to do something about this situation when this happens. Like, they just have to. Like, if they try anything else, this comes with a discovery on the king, and it's just over. And if they try to move the king away from the discovery, like this, for instance, then you're just taking, and yeah, that's again a free rook. So that's what this pattern is about. Oh wait, what? Okay, that was hilarious. Actually, that wasn't the solution of the puzzle. I was like talking about for 1,000 years about this pattern, and it wasn't the solution of the puzzle. I knew this would happen one day. Wait, what? Then what is the solution to this puzzle? I'm puzzled. I don't know. Like, I mean, this is a pattern though that you should know about, but I didn't know it wasn't the solution to this one. Jesus. What? Like what? We take the queen, then they take our queen. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Wow. Wow, this is really weird. I'm going to ask for a hint here. So it's actually taking this first. But why? Give this check. Oh, this check is... No, it's not mate. But we... yeah, okay. Okay, now I understand. We're giving this check, forking over here. And yeah, the point is that we traded the queens before we did that. Okay, let me check out the analysis of this. Yeah. Ugh, that was awful. Okay, so let's see. Okay, knight g6 is at the very least the second best move, but it's actually sort of drawish. Like the black can hold here by playing queen f7. Again, like I told you, you have to look at your opponent's moves that they may not capture. I didn't look at this move. Like, this move defends the queen and pins the knight to our queen. Like, look at that. It pins the knight to our queen. So that then we probably have to play this. And then we recapture over here. And yeah, I mean, we're up a pawn, but it's not the end of the world for black by any means. So, so yeah, that's why this didn't work in this position. But again, I mean... You would do well to remember this pattern, because it is a thing in a lot of other puzzles. But yeah, in this case it was a red herring. Actually, we had to go over here. well, let's continue with the next one and let's see. Well, I mean, the important part from this is that you see like the thinking process of someone that's slightly high rated. I mean, even though obviously, like I just showed you, like I miss a lot of stuff, but the point is that if you play like the way I'm telling you to play, you're going to go up by a lot anyway. Like I mean, you're going to deal with your current issues, and then in the future you can solve whatever problems you face in as they come. But I mean, for the problems with your game right now, I think this will be this should be enough. So this is the second puzzle that I missed in this puzzle rush. I mean, because I in the previous time I missed one. So now we are about to lose it by just one more that I lose. But that actually might give us a chance to look at the easier puzzles that where I can show you some more basic patterns probably. Okay, so here again looking for checks. First thing I see is that we have this check. I don't know if it's any good though. We also have this check, but I mean like, well, yeah, this check pretty good. This is protected by the knight. This is covered by the rook. Oh no, but I mean, if they even if they take with the knight, they have two rooks. So actually, that wouldn't be like great for us. Check. So it's probably this check, just by discarding all the other moves. This check. Oh yeah, this check is just mate, isn't it? He can't go over here because it's covered by the knight. Like this check, and this pawn is being a pain for our opponent because otherwise they would be able to move here. But since that pawn is there, because I mean now we're covering this, but we're not covering that when we go here. But we're covering this. And then we cover this. We cover over here, and this is protected by the pawn. This is covered by the other pawn, and this pawn is protected by the pawn. So yeah, this is checkmate in 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Checkmate in 1. So next one, let's see. Our queen is under attack. First thing that I notice, we have this over here with check. It's a capture and a check, so a very forcing move to look at. And after our opponent captures, we can follow up with what exactly? Like we can go here, give this check. For instance, and if the king has to go here basically, otherwise they have to interpose the queen and lose it. So we give this check afterwards. They go here, and then we can we can go where we have like this check, or we can bring like the queen over here, for instance. Let me think. Takes, and you can also think about it and tell me, by the way. This check goes here. Only move. Could go there, check, but can interpose this one, for instance. And in that case, I'm not seeing what we're doing about it. Then could go here, back, and give another check, I guess. Wow, there's just so many checks, like, to think about it in the future. And by the way, when you look at puzzles, you should look at them this way. You shouldn't look at them one at a time. Like don't just play one move and then think about the next one, because that will not teach you how to think during your own games. Like during your own games, this is what you have. You have this position, and the moment you play a move, that's it. The position is gone. So you have to calculate. You have to calculate without moving the pieces. Like just calculate. You can draw arrows, because online you can draw arrows whenever you're playing too. So you can draw arrows if you want. But the point is, I draw arrows when I solve the puzzles. Of course, if you're alone and you don't want to and you don't draw the arrows, that will probably be even more helpful for your chess, because if you plan to play over the board, for instance, over the board you can't draw arrows when you're playing. So arrows are a way like an intermediate step between moving the pieces and not moving anything and just looking at the position. It's like that step in the middle. You can draw the arrows. So yeah, I'm seeing takes here and here. I'm not seeing anything else really. Wait, this. And of course the king can't go back, because if it goes back then this. But at the same time, they can like this, and this. They can. Oh wait, actually they can go like over there, for instance. Yeah. There's just so many checks in this sequence that I'm getting completely lost. Takes. I think we have to continue with this check, but I don't know what to do after this one. Like, what are we doing there? Go here, check. And only one move there is interposing this bishop, because anything else and you're just arriving with this rook over here and mating. So, or just, you know, if they interpose like the queen, then you take the queen. So this takes, we go here, the king goes here, and we have this rook covering over there. Then we go over here, then they interpose the bishop. Then what? What if we go back here? We go back here with check. They can't interpose the bishop again because we have the rook over here, so we would be hitting it twice. And the king would be here, by the way, in that position. So after we go back here, we check. If they interpose the queen, we just take it. I mean, that's a useless interposition. So I think it's that. And I think it's this. Because it's only moves. That's when it's easier to calculate too. Like takes only move. Like that's the only thing they can do. After that, check over here. Like our previous example wasn't only moves, and that's also why it was. Well, I think the solution was only moves. But yeah, I mean like whenever you calculate a sequence, it's much easier to calculate. Obviously, if your opponent has only one move. So only one move here. Check. He has only one reasonable move here. Then check over here. Again, he has only one reasonable move, which is interposing the bishop. Otherwise, oh wait, they can interpose the knight. Oh no, because the king would be here. Never mind. Like here check, here. So the king is here, so the knight can't go there. So here check. They can only interpose the bishop. I mean, if they move, like they can't move over here because there's this rook. They could try moving over there, I guess. Which looks pretty dreadful for them, but they could try doing that. Yeah, that's a move I didn't even consider. That's a move I didn't consider actually. Wow, what to do if they do that? Okay, I think I'm going to just play it because, I mean, usually you shouldn't do this, but I'm just getting sort of tired of thinking too much about it. Okay, should it be this one? Yeah. No, it wasn't that one. The last one wasn't it. But yeah, I was tired of thinking about it too much. Like I was just like, in a let's go for it mood. What was the right move here? Let me think. Here, check. That's the other check that we have that's reasonable. Well, we have other checks that are reasonable, like here, for instance. But here, check. Honestly, even looking at it again, I have no idea what was the game plan. Oh, we have this. Ugh. Yeah. This check. Protected by the rook over here. Check. Only move over here. And after that, this check. And then with the queen over here and rook over here, this is sort of a ladder. The king can't go over there because there's a queen. And the king can't go over there because there's a pawn. So, yeah, I mean, you can like try to interpose the knight and lose it, and interpose the queen and lose it or something. So yeah, that was a way to solve it, I think. Let's verify it. Here, boom, boom. What did we say that we're going to do? Here, yeah, this one, and then like I forgot. Yeah, there. Okay. Yeah, that is the solution to the puzzle. So do me. What do you mean by so do me? So do I? Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at another puzzle rush that's going to start from the beginning. I mean, I wanted to sort of do that to take a look at puzzles that are less involved and a little bit more likely that you're going to actually face in real games. So here, black to move. If you look all over the board, you will see that there's a piece that's just simply hanging. So there's this, boom, take the queen, and that's it. Here we have 3 pawns here. So we have what you're probably familiar with. Oh, don't worry about the English, yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I understood what you were trying to say. I wasn't trying to like make fun of you or anything. I was just trying to understand what you were trying to say, but I mean, don't worry about it. So pawns blocking the king. So we have check over here, and that's a back rank checkmate. They can only interpose, and it's useless because we just take it. Or interpose there, and it's also useless. Here, similar thing, only we have a battery of rook and queen over there. So we take this queen, defended by the queen, and the king can't go anywhere. It's just checkmate. This one, also same pattern. Like, absolutely, I assume that you see it, but if you don't, these pawns are blocking the king. And there's no defender of this back rank. Like, if the rook were over here, this would be a different story. But unfortunately for white, they just have their rook roaming around freely. Oh, okay. You know this basic checkmate? Okay, good. The black to move over here, we have also a one move checkmate. So queen protected by the rook. Boom. And always when the king is on the edge of the board, if you have a queen in front of it that's defended, that's checkmate. As long as the queen can't be taken by another piece. Here also checkmate d1. The knight teams up with the queen in this case. The queen covers all of this, covers that, and the king can't go over here because there's the queen there. This one a little bit more involved. In this case, we have a case where we can give this check. The king has to go to this other rank. And it, wait a second. What if they go here? If they go here, we have this one, I guess. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Has to be that. So, check. King, if it goes over here, then we just deliver this check, and it's a skewer. Like, the king is in front of the queen, so a higher value piece in front of a lower value piece. And so we attack the higher value piece and we get the one from behind. I mean, we attack the higher value piece, that's and then it has to move, and then we take the lower value piece behind it. Like in this case, classic skewer that we get like rook, and it takes a queen. I mean, rook gives check, and then behind there's a queen. So we give this check, but obviously they don't have to go here. That would be making things easier for us. They will probably go here, where if we try this, then they just take our rook. So and say thank you very much. So if they go here, we give this check, defended the bishop by our rook, and now the king has to move over here, and now we go for the skewer. Okay, now the queen blocked, and yeah, we can just take the queen and deliver backroom mate. Yeah, these are the very easy puzzles at the beginning. I mean, okay, and here this is a classic case of queen adjacent to king delivering checkmate. So these two squares are covered by the opponent's pieces. I want you to notice, if you want to take a look at this pattern, like when the queen is adjacent to the king, these other two squares that are available are as if you can think of it like this, like if the queen moved like a knight, like some squares that are in knight opposition to the queen in the direction of the king. Like maybe it's rather complicated to think about it like that, but I found that when I realized that this was the configuration, I found that this was really helpful for me. So these two squares are covered by opponent's pieces. Therefore, we have the mate with the queen. Now we are in check, and if we take this rook, he's going to probably give us this check, and they are about to take this one, which is pretty horrible. Wow. This is actually... Wow. It's supposed to be like a 600 elo puzzle, but... Man. I'm probably missing something super simple here, but I'm finding it rather hard to think how we escape from this one. Like, we are in check, and capturing this rook would result in this devastating thing where the queen arrives over here and we only have one move to get away from that check, which is this, and after that complete obliteration the rook comes over there, and that's just mate. So it can't be that. I have to be missing something. Whoa. Wow. This is embarrassing, because actually this is a very, very low rated puzzle, but wow, what am I missing? Let's say you just move the king, what happens? The rook is the rook trapped over there? It's not trapped. We don't have any sort of threat of checkmate or anything, so I honestly don't know. Wow. If we move the king, if we just simply move the king, like let's say we move the king over here, it doesn't seem like we're getting hit by anything if that happens. Like not immediately, at least. So I might have to do that. Maybe that's the puzzle, is realizing that you can't do that. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Like here, and what? Like, just that's it. We're cooked. We're absolutely cooked here. So I think it's just that. It's just going here, and it's a defensive puzzle. But I'm really surprised that this puzzle of 600. Okay, I'll risk it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I was wrong. This is horrible. It was the other way, maybe going here. No, it was also not that. So it was this. Oh, oh my God! The queen sees the rook. I couldn't see that in my mind. Like thinking of this in advance, I didn't see that when I moved the king in the end, like after this and this and this, that this would be protected by the queen because it's a discovery of defense that happens on like the third move of the sequence. I mean, I'm sorry, chess.com, but this is not a 600 rated puzzle. Like that defensive puzzle was definitely not a 600 rated puzzle. That's but it's instructive though. It's very instructive. Like you take over here, they go over here. It looks like you're getting absolutely crushed when they do this, but actually all of a sudden you're discovering the defense of the rook over here with the queen. Oh, sorry. I played it. I played it before they gave the check. I wanted to play it after the check. So here, and here. That's the puzzle. Wow, interesting. Like that's an interesting puzzle. It was rather unexpected that that rating. Here, let's see. So we have this check which looks like mate. Like we have this over here, this over here, this over here, this over here. Like, I mean, the important part is that this is covered, this is covered, this is covered by an enemy piece, and this is also covered. So yeah, this, and that's it. Just checkmate. This one, we have mate in one by means of a smothered checkmate. I don't know if you're familiar with this concept. This is a more rare occurrence, but you have to be aware of it because, especially if you play the Caro-Kann, there are lines where you could get smothered if you're not careful. So at the very least, you should know the pattern so that you avoid getting into a position where you are the one getting smothered. If not because you might get a position where you actually smother the opponent. So smothered because the king has no squares, because all of his friendly pieces are not being so friendly and just leaving him without space. So you give this check with the knight, and the king can't escape anywhere. Like this check, the knight can't be captured or anything, and that's it. Like the king has no squares to move to. Like even if this pawn weren't here, that would still be checkmate because we would be covering that. Here we have this check to begin with, and then following what I told you before of the geometry, then you have this, and after that, like after the king goes to its only possible square, you don't have to think about it like that. Like I think about it like that, but I mean, if you want to think it in less geometrical terms, just look at the position. Like you give this check, where can they go? I mean, this check protected by the knight, by the way. The only square they can go to is this one. So you go over here, give this check, and after the king goes over here, you deliver checkmate, protected by the knight in the usual fashion. Here, let's see. So, first of all, I see that potentially we could be doing a fork, but the thing is, what happens when our opponent takes this knight first? If they take the knight first, we take the bishop or the knight, and we are threatening a queen. Actually, the bishop, because otherwise this bishop might go like here or something. But go over here, fork these two pieces. You know that the pawn is protected twice. It's attacked twice, but protected twice. And if they remove the defender of the pawn, then we take here, because the pawn would be hitting a queen. And so that's what you know, chess celebrity Gotham Chess likes calling danger levels. Like you're posing a higher level threat to your opponent. Like, you're threatening to win the queen, so they can't just retreat their bishop because they lose a queen. So then after they do something about the situation, then you just capture the bishop over here and you're up a piece. I don't think there's anything else to look at that. Yeah, I mean, the puzzle ends there. This is another very common pattern. The pattern here is that we back rank checkmate, but we do so by first going here with a check protected by the rook, and this pushes the king back so that we actually can sack the queen over there and deliver the mate. So we prepare the back rank checkmate like this. This position, we have this check to begin with, and the king can go nowhere. Like, that's it. No squares for the king, so that's mate. Here we have this check to begin with, and the king can only go there after that. And then we could take here. Yeah, it's that. Like here, here, here. The rook interposes, but it's the only move because we have this over here. Again, this ladder pattern. Like after this and this, we have this ladder pattern on the board. And they have to interpose with a rook, only move. And after that, they are stopping to guard this. So this is the interaction thing between the pieces that I'm telling you about. Like the rook is no longer guarding the other rook. So since they are not doing that and we have the queen here, the queen aligned with that rook, we just take over here and it is checkmate. And in this position, we have something that's very instructive. We have a bishop covering this. The bishop is laser beaming all the way to the king. Notice again something important here. Obviously, in this position, if you look at it, you realize that white must have castled kingside. So they must have played here a long time ago. And they pushed this pawn. Remember what I told you about being careful about pushing the f-pawn? Look at this. If this pawn hadn't been pushed, this bishop wouldn't be staring at this. So now the bishop controls all of this diagonal, and it proves dreadful because we give this check with the knight, forking king and queen. And also, by the way, the king has no moves. So even if they didn't want to even if they decided that they would part ways with their queen, that they would say like, okay, let me move away and you can just take my queen. Don't mate me, please. But the point is, even if they wanted to do that, they couldn't. Because the king has no squares. Because this bishop is covering this. And the bishop is covering this because at some point they made this move, leaving this diagonal open. So we give this check, forking king and queen, but more importantly, we are going after the king here. So we give this check, they have to take, and after that we have this move over here, check. Not this move because there's a bishop over there, so not that one. But we have this one, check. And that's it. It's mate. Like the white doesn't have any interposition that they can do, and more importantly, no useful interposition, because if they could interpose something like here, for instance, yeah, good luck. We just take. Well, no, not like this. No, not here, because there will be a pawn here. So yeah, if they were able to interpose something here or here, then they would be saved, but they can't. So after we go here, then that's it. Like just checkmate. Because we have the bishop covering this. So this is a very common pattern. It's called, I don't remember what it's called. What was it called? Greco-mate? Don't remember. Don't remember what the name was. But yeah, that's a checkmate. This other one, white to move, and we have a very basic fork here. So we fork king and rook with a knight, and after that, then we just proceed to win the game. Like how we're going to win this endgame is after we do this, we just grab the pawn, then we go like over here, for instance, we start pushing, we put the king over here, we promote. I mean, we don't even need to use the knight at that point, probably. But yeah. So basically, when you have how to avoid the situation if you were black, like black played here apparently from wherever they were. They were here and they played here and allowed this fork. So how do you prevent this kind of a situation with black? Is that you have to be aware that when you put the pieces on the same color as the knight, they might get forked on the next turn. Like if the pieces are on the same color complex, like both on light squares or both on dark squares, they might get forked. And more particularly, there are certain configurations where you might get forked. Like diagonally adjacent one square is one of them. Like you're just potentially getting forked like this. But yeah, that's again going to the geometry. I mentioned that because for me, looking at these things, like nobody really told me to look at these things, but I find them really useful. So we protect the pawn and then we win. Now black to move in this position. Our knight is nothing. There's nothing going on with our knight. I was going to say our knight is pinned to the rook, but actually the rook is defended, so our knight can actually move. And in fact, that's what we're going to do. The bishop went over here, so we just take this bishop with the knight. Rook is protected by the pawn, and we are just simply up a bishop. We can't take with the rook because then they would take the knight like this, and that's no good for us. In this one, what do we have? Let me see. We can't take like this, because if we do that, then they go over here and we are getting back rank mated. So that we can't do. Is there any value in sacrificing the queen here? Like we go here, only move is here. If we go over here, then I don't know, they go wherever. Doesn't seem like we're getting anything from that, is there? Whoa. Oh, this is a rather difficult one. Oh, wait. Actually, yes, we can take with a rook. You shouldn't discard the moves too soon. This is the lesson here. Like, you shouldn't discuss moves too soon, because after we take here, if they give this check, which seems like we're getting mated, our bishop is helping. So we go back with the rook, and again we have the same situation as in your game. This is why it's very important to do puzzles. Like, you go over here, taking here and taking advantage of this alignment of the pieces, you know, because it's pinned. And then if they take over here, of course, you're absolutely crushing by going here and then deliver checkmate like this and this and this. But the point is, if you take over here and they go here, then you go there, and it looks like your opponent can just take that, even though it's protected by the bishop. It looks like they can just take that and take again and deliver checkmate. But they can't, because when you move this rook, you're not just blocking against this check, but you're discovering a check of your own. And then it's GG's. Like, it's just simply GG's. Like, the king moves over here, and you just take this queen, and it's just over. Just straight up GG's. So, yeah, that's what we do. Go here, we go there, discovery of the check, we take the queen, and life is super good. Yeah, that one it's already a hard one, and that's 1180 in terms of rating of puzzles. and we missed I missed the 600 rated puzzle. That's so so bad, but I mean that 600 rated puzzle to me wasn't really 600 rated. That puzzle was weird, but yeah, I mean that's an interesting puzzle. But it's one that you can learn from, because it's like it's the same thing that we saw in your game. Like it's just same situation. Like you block the check, and you also discover a check of your own. Like it's not a super usual scenario, but it's useful to know that it can happen, so that if it happens in your games, you can spot it and apply it. Okay, what do we have here? Like I'm looking at this check because it's basically the only thing we have. Like we give this check, then king has to go back. Or do we attack the rook? Wait, we attack the rook, it has no squares? This rook is trapped. Incredible. This rook is trapped here. Like he can't go here because it is protected by the rook. And incredibly enough, if we go over here, we are covering all of the squares over here. And of course, the king covers this, this, and this. But the thing is, this is covered, this is covered, this is covered, this is covered, and this is covered. Incredible, like incredible trapping of a rook. So yeah, boom, and the rook is trapped, and we win it. This one, we can, let's see, if we take over here, they take, and we go over here, then they go over there. Oh no, like, do we have anything after? Oh wait, I know what this is. This is what's called a decoy, an attraction. So what we want to do, you know, the queens are aligned here. This guy thought that he was offering a trade of queens, but actually, there's this check, which is devastating. The king can't move over here because there's a queen. So you are forced to capture. This is important because otherwise, if they weren't forced to capture, then this wouldn't do absolutely anything. Like you would go here and yeah, good luck. Like, I mean, your queen is still unprotected over there. But the thing is, after this check, very important, the king can't move. So they have to take here. And after they take here, we are attracting the rook to that square so that we deflect it from defending the queen. It used to be guarding the queen, but now after this, it's no longer guarding it. So we can just take the queen here, and it's a free queen. I mean, queen for a rook, but good enough. So that's a very, very interesting pattern. And here we have this check over here protected by the knight. King has to go over there because there's a knight over here. And after that, we just take here. And the only thing they can do is interpose the bishop. Then we can go over here with a knight. And after the king moves over here, only move, we take the bishop and it's checkmate. So again, going through that sequence, check, defended by the queen. King goes here because this is protected by the knight. Then we take this this piece because we want to go over here, but otherwise that'll be protected by the knight. So go here, here, here. Now the king has nowhere to go, so has to interpose like this, and then we deliver this check. And so that forces the king to go one more here, and then we take the bishop, and it's checkmate. Boom. And yeah, the puzzle ends after the first move, but it's good that you calculate everything before you play one move. Like before you play even one move, calculate all the whole sequence. Okay, here we have a basic checkmate one. We just go over here, and this is checkmate. This square is covered by the rook. Very important to notice that the queen covers these diagonal squares, so it can sort of deliver back rank mates, sort of, in a way that no other heavy piece can. Like, well, the other heavy piece can't, like the rook. So we're also covering this escape square. We're not just attacking this. Okay, so the opponent here has a lot of air on this side of the board. So first of all, we have this this check. Then king has to go over here, only move. And after that, we can drop the queen back here. Check. And this is a useless interposition that they can play. But I mean, we just chop that, so no need to even look at that. And after the king goes over here or here, then we are delivering mate by bringing the queen, supported by the bishop. And again, the queen is just with the king on the edge of the board, so that's just checkmate. This is white to move. We have this check. This is pinned, so it can't even interpose. It's pinned by the rook. So we go over here, and that's just simply mate. Again, we're delivering this sort of back rank checkmate with the king and with the queen, where the queen covers this this escape square, and like this. Like, yeah, that puzzle that we looked at before that you said pretty hard was a lot harder than these puzzles that we're taking a look at now. Like these the last couple of puzzles, like we're just basically mating one or something. Like, I do understand though that thing about the queen covering the diagonal there, that thing is missed a lot at my level. So I mean, it's no joke. Like I'm not going to pretend like you know, like, yeah, this is super simple. In a game, you just play it just like that. Yeah, no, it's not true. Like, I mean, some beginners, you know, they like to pretend, like some intermediate beginner players, they like to pretend like they have it all just, you know, all very well known. No, yeah, this is easy. Then you watch their games and you see that, yeah, we are blundering everything in real games. So we shouldn't pretend like it's not the case. So it's important to actually look at these patterns. So here we have this, and it's probably mate. Let me see if this is if it is mate. It looks like mate here, and yeah, we are covering all of this. Well, this is even occupied. We are covering that obviously with a rook. We're covering this. This is occupied by an opponent's piece, important, and this is covered by the bishop. So yeah, this is mate. Black to move over here. Yeah, I think after this one, I'm probably going to end the stream. Let me see. We have this, which is I mean, we're not interested in free. We're not interested in free pieces here because, as you can see, unless we get like a whole army of pieces, we're not going to catch up in terms of material. But this king is in the middle of the board, and when you have a king in the middle of the board, it's time to go after that. Like, time to attack. So we go here, we check, and the king has nothing, so they have to interpose here. Only move, right? Like, boom. We're covering all of that. This is covered by this. There's this over here, and there's this over there, and this over here, but also this over here. So yeah, here probably will be the first move. But after they interpose like this, what are we doing? Like after they interpose here, what if we start with this check? This check over here. Oh, they can interpose like 1,000 pieces there. Oh no, but then we go here. So this check over here, if they interpose a piece, we go there. Then the king can go over here even. No, it probably will start with this, but I'm not seeing the continuation after the bishop interposes. Oh, I guess we can, after this and this, we can potentially do that. Like, let's see, this. Then the king has to take over here or go over here. And in any of both cases, we're taking here this knight. But, I mean, I'm still not seeing the mate. That's the thing. And if we're not mating, then we're losing. So, even if we get 2 pieces, like we can get 3 pieces, we can get whatever number of pieces, basically. And we're still not winning. So, actually, we have to find a mating sequence here. Check. Interposes. Check. Takes. Check. I mean, check from here. Then probably goes like here. Then we still like follow with like this or something. And then just tries like this, for instance. We go like this because this bishop will no longer be here. King has to go like here. We can go here. No, because takes over here. Wow. Yeah, I'm confused about how to follow all of this. Queen f2, queen f2, queen f2. Play with me one single game of chess. I'm a new subscriber. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, 100%. Like, thanks for subscribing. So after we solve this puzzle, let's do that. Queen f2. Okay. I have to go to the beginning of this. Like, let's see. Which part of the puzzle do you say queen f2? Like here takes, then here. Oh, then queen f2. Right? That's what you're saying, probably. And it makes a lot of sense because that's just simply mate. So, yeah, okay. So takes, interposes, takes. Absolutely no squares for the king. Yeah, all right. So yeah, given the yeah, all right. So yeah, given how fast you solved that puzzle, that had me stumped for like 1,000 decades, which shouldn't have, but it did. Yeah, I'm guessing you're going to crush me in this game, but absolutely I'm going to play you because I mean you even subscribed. So oh no, why did I? Oh, I thought if we hit quit that it would still keep the puzzle rush for next time. I wanted to keep it like here, but okay, well next time I start another one. Alright, so yeah, give me your username and tell me which time control you prefer. I'm going to send unrated because if possible I will not lose rating points. But I'm trying not to care too much about rating points these days, but still like when I'm playing friendly games I prefer to keep them unrated anyway. So which time control do you like? Hikaru. Oh, nice. Let's let me see. So where do I pick the play a friend here, right? Hikaru. Nice. They changed a little bit this interface. It used to be different. Hikaru Nas. Okay. Which time control? 5 minutes Blitz. All right. 5 minutes Blitz it is. Let's go there. There we go. So we have a Sicilian and we have an Alapin. Okay, but that gives up this pawn. It's not the end of the world though, because this is Blitz. But I can just capture this one like this, and then I'm up a pawn, which is a good start for me. Let's see. Go over here potentially. Developing another piece. We can go like here, for instance, I think. Actually, I probably messed this up slightly. Not too much, but slightly. Because now he can go like here, for instance. That I can just go there and be okay. I mean, with this knight. But this is rather uncomfortable, which is why I think I sort of misplayed this, but still should be okay here. All right, let's prevent that so that that doesn't happen anymore. Therefore, we can keep this knight over here. Like I said before, like try to anticipate the opponent's threats. Now I'm going to go here, and I'm pinning my knight, but the point is I'm going to go bishop e7. Wait, actually I have this taking over here, and then bishop e7. I can actually even take here with a knight. Not sure if I want to do that though. I think I want to take with the bishop and then go back. I want to take here with the bishop and drop it back all the way here. So as to unpin from this. Right now this pin is not doing anything, so I don't need to really be worried about that. But I mean it's always useful to unpin whenever possible. So I'm going to drop back this and unpin, unless, you know, some other action is required. Obviously, when I say I have plans of doing something, it means provided nothing else calls my attention. Here he's pinning this this pawn, but now I'm also unpinning by going here with a bishop, and also that wasn't really concerning. Here there's no real threat here with this knight, so I'm going to just castle. Like, this knight is not threatening anything. Like, you don't need to capture all the opponent's pieces whenever there's a trade that's available. Like, when there's a trade that's available, you shouldn't go and say like, oh, I have to trade. This is a common beginner mistake. Like in this case, if I take and they land a rook over here, I don't think that helps my position in any sort of way. So, and if they take over here, I mean, that doesn't go against my position in any sort of way. What is this? Okay, I have to be careful about this. So that caught me by surprise, completely by surprise. Like here, goes over there, I go here. Does he have any... I don't think you have a checkmate over there, but I should be careful. I should be careful. But I don't think you have a checkmate. Ah, wait, after he goes over here with a queen, then there is the fact that they are hitting that. Yeah, but I just go back, so I don't think that's anything, really. No, I think I'm fine here. Honestly, I didn't look at that check. It caught me completely by surprise, but I think it's perfectly fine. Like, I just go back here and I don't think there's anything. Gotta be careful, but I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I could just take with a rook over here, and that's it. Like, rook is defended by the king. Now you can try to bring the rook, that's right. And I expected that. But I go here, first of all, or maybe even here. Here and no, here. Here is better, I think. Here, protected by the queen. And then we're going to land over there. He goes over here, we go there, and then we're going to land over here, and we're out of trouble completely. Like, actually, we're going to go over here. I want to force this trade because we're up material, and if we get all the trades, then we're completely winning. So if we trade the queens, we're completely winning, and he has no escape scores now, so he has to trade. Okay, that's alright, he wants a rematch. Let's go for the rematch. Now I get the white pieces. So e4, best by test. like Bobby Fischer said, and we have Rui Lopez. Let's see how my opponent will react to it. There are several moves that can be played here. Pretty much anything is playable in this position. This is the Berlin defense. Considered like the most resilient nowadays. It's considered like the best test of this opening. My opponent was hitting this, but they missed that there's that in the middle. I'm hitting somewhat more important game here. Take here, he can take there, but that's not particularly concerning to me. I can go here and oh wait, there's that. Could always watch out a little bit for your opponent's threats. We can go here and deal with it correctly, I think. Yeah, I think we can go here and deal with it. This would be an interesting move to play in this position. If that doesn't happen, we're going to go like here. Yeah, that's a very good move. We're going to go. Dime. Yeah, I'll get. Yeah. Okay, I'll go here. Then I'm going to go here and then here. That's my idea, basically. Yeah. Okay, that doesn't really help with the situation of this. We go here, and then we're going to drop this back. That's what we intend to do. Also, we could have just taken this pawn, by the way. We could have done this right away. In fact, I'm going to do this next. Like, going to take over here, and yeah, I'm going to take over here. Then we're going to kick this one out, and things should be okay pretty much. What's this? Can go here, I think, or there. I think I'm going to go here. Probably. We're potentially going to go there. Oh, that's just blunders. This. I mean, not blunders because there's this, but let's go here first, so that we get the most out of what we can get here. There and there, and now because I mean, otherwise he would take here. So I'm trying to get like the biggest bang for my buck. Now he's about to checkmate me if I allow it. So we're going to go here and just simply trade the queens. Again, we're at material, so we want to trade as much as we can. If he tries to like go over here, for instance, then that's just a free rook, so that doesn't work. doesn't have much of a choice here, I think. But I don't know. Like, if something like this, for instance, trying to, okay, he wants to take this way. We take here, then takes there, take here. Man has to take the queen, otherwise you're just down a queen. And yeah, now we enter this endgame where we are obviously winning. And we're going to trade the rooks, because of course if I trade all the pieces, then I'm the one that's going to have a piece and therefore be winning. So alright, yeah, good game. Now I do really have to go, so yeah, sorry about declining the second rematch, but yeah, I mean, even my wife, I don't know if you heard her, but she was asking me to stop because it's getting super late here. So so yeah, if I don't want to sleep on the street, I better end the stream. Like, but yeah. Anyway, good games, and I hope it was instructive to whoever was watching the stream. Yeah, for test 1, 2, 3, and for thanks for the games too, and thank you both for tuning in and being here. Yeah, if you can give me a thumbs up, because it helps with the video on YouTube, obviously, and yeah, I hope I see you guys around again another day. I mean, it's really nice to have an audience for a change, and have people that I can interact with and that talk in the chat, and we do fun stuff together, like play games, solve puzzles and stuff. That's really nice. Yeah, you did get the puzzle. Like you absolutely did. Like you arrived there and you were like Queen F2, Queen F2, Queen F2, and I was stumped for like 1,000 decades. Like oh my god. Yeah, you play really well. You play really well, and thank you for calling me Mr. Coach. That title is too big for me, but but yeah, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. So take care, and I hope I see you around.